Use of English is tough. That's why you're watching this video, but I'm going to help you with it. This class is for people who, when they read a sentence like this, maybe don't have the clearest picture in their mind of the meaning of that word. And these are the kind of words that you will find on B2 or C1, Use of English Part 1. So the question is, when you're imagining this sentence, do you have the right picture in your mind? Do you understand these awkward synonyms that we find on Use of English Part 1? Well, let's practice some of them and you can find out. So we're going to start with a little trick because this is my tricky series, Why is Use of English Tricky? And I want you to pronounce this word. At the end of the video, I will show you how this word is pronounced in English. It's a simple trick. I didn't make it. You can even look at the history of it, but hang around to see how I would pronounce that word. Let's get into our Use of English Part 1 though with our tricky synonyms. We are starting with well, I'll let you try and do it yourself. How is Zara? What is she doing to her friend? There's a couple of clues here. And as always with these kind of videos, the point is you are watching them with a pen and paper, because I hope you are studying for your B2C1 exam, or maybe you're just a fan of me as a person, but you're probably studying. So be noting down the things I'm saying as we explain the answers. The correct answer is B. And here's why. Because to nudge someone is more of a gentle push. You can nudge someone, when they're on the train to get their attention, but with your arm, with your shoulder. To poke is more with the finger or something, with a stick or something sharp. So we're doing it sharply in the ribs to grab attention. Poking fits there. To flinch is to move away quickly because you're scared or you're in pain or something. And to twitch is quick, small movements like Twitch on South Park, the character who drinks too much coffee, or the tail of a cat when they're hunting. So these are all like little body movements that you'll find a lot in novels, in texts that you might find on the exam with slightly different meanings that you're expected to know for C1. And if you know them for B2, even better. Let's do 7 more of these because there's always 8 questions on the use of English. We'll go a bit faster because you get the idea now. So pause the video, lock in your answer, and you should have, from the context, the best answer is D, because your sister is angry at you, I would hope. To grimace is more like, ooh, you're in pain, you're in discomfort. I mean, it's possible here, like if you are addicted to cookies and your sister is very disappointed in you and shocked. And to gape is similar, you're surprised. Again, it could be that, but we're, as always with C1 especially, thinking about the best answer. The others are possible, but there's one that sounds best. Squinting, it's not squinting because you don't need to look carefully, look close at someone eating a cookie. It is scowl, isn't it? Because you're looking angrily because that was the last cookie. How dare you eat the last cookie without offering it around at least? So different facial expressions expressing different ideas. And again, you need to know these for C1. Number 3, your eyes are moving. Pause the video. You've got 3 seconds. The best answer is darted. This one is a tough one because, okay, your eyes dart about, they move quickly. Well, to rush is also to move or to do something quickly, but rush is a bit more of a general thing. A person rushes. Your eyes darting about has more of a meaning of like small movements. Your eyes are not actually moving themselves. They're just making these quick little movements. To tear about is also possible as a meaning of moving quickly in an excited or dangerous way. And to race, obviously, especially against others in a race is also possible. But talking about eyes, the best collocation is your eyes darting about the room in terms of moving quickly. Number 4, another little expression. Pause the video. Which one sounds best? A big, magnificent Liebherr crane is a sight to behold. Why? Because you are not inspecting it. You're not looking at it in detail. You are looking at it with attention, especially for something impressive. What a sight to behold. To behold, look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair, as the famous Ozymandias poem goes. So it fits, doesn't it? You're looking at something impressive, a big crane. Peruse means to read something quickly. That's what I thought it meant. Then I searched for it and it means to read it in detail. It's one of those strange words that has changed its meaning over the time. But you might peruse something in a shop. You're just looking at it without so much attention. And to glance, we know this from previous videos, is just to look quickly at something. So different ways of looking, behold is the one that's going to fit this context. Number 5, pause the video. What goes in the gap? I would say yes, you are hauling your luggage because you are carrying, pulling, especially something heavy, and there's a tired father and it's the whole family's luggage. To tug is more like pulling on something like a rope or something, not so much carrying, so slightly different meaning. To steer, you steer a car, the steering wheel, you're controlling it. And to grab is just the moment that you take it. It's not the continued movement of it. So all of these are carrying and pulling, but hauling is the one that fits this context, the theme of this video. Number 6, what's the answer here? We are going to say, of course, the answer is you relish the opportunity. It's a bit of a collocation, relish the opportunity, but we could also think of other reasons why the other ones don't work so much. For example, yes, desire means to want something strongly, but it's a bit poetic, a bit old-fashioned to desire something. It often goes with a verb. You desire to do something rather than desire an opportunity. To wish, this is an interesting one. Wish is often used with our back-shifting tense. I wish I was rich. I'm not going to be rich, unfortunately, with these number of subscribers, and I'm not going to be rich, am I? So you want something that won't happen. Yeah, I wish the opportunity doesn't work. To relish means, yes, to enjoy it. And it's often used with relish something or relish doing something. So here we've got the noun, it fits. And to admire is more a general feeling of respect, doesn't work with opportunity. So they're all about wanting something, but relish fits better. A penultimate question, pause the video. What have people been doing? They have been gathering, because collecting is more for things. You bring things together, you collect things. You don't really collect people unless you're a serial killer or something like that, maybe. To assist, false friend, means to help, doesn't it? In other Latin languages, it might mean to be in a place, to attend, but in English it just means to help normally, like a shop assistant. To accompany, to go somewhere with someone. Here there's no with, we're talking about people together, but the emphasis isn't on the fact that they are with each other. And finally, yes, to gather is to get together. So the words for getting together here would be gathering. And our final little piece of information that I'm sharing with you, pause the video. The preacher lost the crowd because she was, best answer here, stumbling over her words. To bump, to hit something accidentally, softly, similar sort of meaning. To fall, yes, you fall over, but this is slightly more physical. I mean, you could maybe fall over your words, but I think to stumble is a more common expression, to stumble over your words. And to crumble is to fall apart, like that's the way the cookie crumbles. So it's an interesting one because they're all sort of having difficulties in speaking or walking, an analogy that we use in different expressions, but to stumble over your words is the clearest expression there. Okay, so you've learnt a lot. Last thing we're going to do is you're going to do a little bit of practice, of course. This is an extract from a great book, White Teeth by Zadie Smith, that I just finished when I was making this video. So I thought, let's include an extract from it. And I've made some typical use of English Part 1 questions. Pause the video, take a minute, and then we'll explain the answers and you can see what you've learned again. So in number 1, we're going to go for unlike from the context. It's a different kind of family. It's not like your family, unlike your family. Here you have to, number 2, earn your position with years of effing around, time wasting. What are you doing to the paint? You are watching paint dry. That's the expression. And I guess you watch something that is changing, that is moving. And the point here is that you are literally watching as it changes from wet to dry. So that's why we use watch. Number 4, we need a word that means it is managed by Arabs. It is run by Arabs. That's the meaning of that word, isn't it? That they operate it, they manage it. And number 5, a little phrasal verb. You have to spend a lot of time there to get to know it. You have to hang around, meaning spend a lot of time there. Number 6 is a bit of a difficult one, but this is real English as used in a novel and the kind of text that you, at least the level that you could find on a C1 exam. Suffice it to say means we only need to say that it's their home from home. And what do they do there? They discuss with no prepositions. You just discuss something, or in this case, they discuss everything. So taking all of this into account, evidently, we've been presented with a lot of evidence. Evidently, it's no place for strangers. You have to be one of the locals. So how did you do on Use of English Part 1? Hopefully you've improved it a bit. All that we need to do now to finish is, of course, to say, how do we pronounce this word? Well, let's break this down and think about it analytically. Let's think about how you'd pronounce the first 2 letters. Let's think of another word that contains these letters, like rough. Rough. That's going to be an F sound. And we can continue with this great method. How do you pronounce this? Women. Women. So that's an I sound. I. And finally, nation. That's a sh sound. So of course, the word fish, as you can see on the screen, the word fish is pronounced fish. Well done if you got that. If you want to do more, then do what I did. Read a couple of pages of a book and find some of these awkward words. Look up meanings, look up synonyms, look up definitions. You can make your own part of one questions to share with a friend, to post in the comments, and my other viewers can answer them. Wouldn't that be fun if we had a learning community together? Anyway, I hope that was useful. Goodbye.